The verse of the day is Galatians 6:9, and it says, "So let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up." Today's verse is a good reminder to not give up. I think it's so easy to feel discouraged or disappointed in a journey that you've built for yourself. It's easy to start questioning, am I doing this right? Should I keep doing this? Is this worth it? And I know for me, something that God is working in my heart is surrendering expectations of how I should be, surrendering expectations of what certain things should look like, surrendering expectations of outcomes in my life. Because when we have so many expectations and they don't come to pass in that timing or exactly as the thing we're hoping for, we get disappointed, right? And disappointment leads to discouragement, which hinders our ability to keep moving forward, which delays our ability to not give up. And it makes us question, should we give up? Should I stop doing this? Is it all worth it? And that's what the devil wants you to think. The devil wants to discourage you and get you to a place where you question if what you're doing is right. But if what you're doing is leading you closer to Jesus and closer to freedom and closer to the best version of you, you are right where you're supposed to be. So do not give up. Don't get tired of doing what is good, and hold on to knowing that God uses everything. He uses everything that you're doing right now, and you will see purpose in it. You might not see it in your life now. You might not know really what the benefit is going to be, but you will reap the harvest. You will see the blessing in due time. The verse before today's verse says, "But those who live to please the Spirit will harvest everlasting life from the Spirit." And then it leads into today's verse, "So let's not get tired of doing what is good." So that reminds me that the Spirit will harvest everlasting life. The Spirit is building everlasting life in your heart. Even if you may not feel it, it may feel like, why am I still struggling? What is with all of this struggle? And I think it's easy as believers to think that our life should come without struggle because we know Jesus now. In my own walk, when I look at every single area of struggle in my life, it has led me to a deeper level of knowing who God is. And that's how God uses our struggle. That's how God uses those painful, uncomfortable moments of tension for good, because it ultimately draws us closer to Him. Every single moment of pain has led to purpose, because it's led me to the person of purpose. He's led me to dying to selfish things, dying to worldly things, dying to worldly mindsets. And that wouldn't have happened if it weren't for those moments of pain and moments of feeling like I should give up. There's been so many moments in my life where I've doubted God, and I've journaled, and I've been like, Lord, what's the point? What is the point in all of this if I'm still going to struggle the way I am? And I remember just being so honest with Him, like, I don't know if I believe in you like I thought, Lord. I don't know. I'm questioning everything. But it's even in those moments of doubt that leads you closer to Him. And if you bring Him your doubt, you will see such fruit even in the midst of doubt, because He will start to shift your doubt in a way where it turns into confidence. Because really, if you're doubting, you're just lacking a certain perspective. And that's not to say anything's wrong with you. It's just to say God needs to reveal another layer of revelation to you. And the cool thing about having doubt is you have now an opportunity to learn more about God. When you rely on Him in the midst of your doubt, He now gets an opportunity to reveal another layer of who He is, which can drown out the doubt and remind you about truth, remind you about who God is, all that He's done in your life and all that He's going to do in your life. And it's those moments, those low moments that you're like, oh my gosh, God, you are so real, because I know how I used to think and now I know how I think today. So He shows you a night and day difference of what it looks like to be in agreement with lies and what it looks like to be in agreement with truth, and how your life can play out so different with both areas. Today's verse reminds me that we do get tired. We do want to give up sometimes, and that's okay. You're not a bad person for feeling those things. God understands that we have moments where we want to give up. He understands that we get tired. He understands that we need to rely on Him in those moments. And really, I think that's what today's verse highlights for me. It highlights our need for him when we're tired. When we want to give up and when we're tired in the things that we're doing, that is just an indication to turn to the one who can give you strength, because God's power is made perfect in your weakness. So wherever you're feeling weak, wherever you're feeling doubt or that you want to give up or tired in, that's just an area that you need to get so specific with God, bringing him into that and being like, Lord, give me strength. Lord, get rid of this fatigue that I'm feeling about this thing that I'm doing. I pray that you would revive my spirit, give me new passion, new motivation, new excitement about the things that I'm doing. And that's what God does. He can refresh your soul. You can wake up the next day and feel motivation. I've prayed for passion before. I've prayed for motivation in the things that I'm doing, and he's given that to me. He's able to ignite certain things in certain seasons. He's just wanting us to rely on him. He's just wanting us to tap into the power that he has available to live through us. And it's when we wholeheartedly rely on him in our seasons of being tired, in that fatigue and feeling like we're going to give up, that God says, oh, I can trust you. I can trust that you're going to lean on me when it gets hard. I can trust that you're not going to give up. Instead, you're going to rely on my power to get you through this hard moment. I think we're always going to have seasons of fatigue and doubt and questioning ourselves and moments of wanting to give up. But God just wants us to give that to him, to partner with him in the midst of that pain and tension. So don't give up, you guys. Don't give up. Press in. If you're feeling that weakness or that you want to give up, just get specific with God about those things, about what is the feeling behind that doubt, what is the feeling behind you wanting to give up, and explain that to him. And then he can show up in that area and make you stronger. And if you're doubting whether this is where God wants you to be or what God wants you to do, tell him, ask him, Lord, is this what you want me to do? And if so, I pray you would give me that passion, give me that motivation so that I can walk out what you've called me to do well. Okay?